has raised the threshold to nuclear as America, the NATO and European allies send fresh supplies for Ukraine's much-awaited spring offensive, and the war escalates dangerously across land, sea and air. Moscow has raised its response level to the ultimate dread, a nuclear war. Is Russia preparing to use its nuclear warheads? The Kremlin is moving its nuclear warheads. Russian nukes have reached Belarus. The Belarusian president, Alexander Lukashenko, has confirmed the deployment. The movement has already begun, he says. Now, is this the countdown to what we have been fearing all this while? Is the Ukraine war all set to take a nuclear turn? Because it's hard to ignore or water down the developments. For this is the first time since the collapse of the Soviet Union that Russia is deploying nukes outside the country. This move is equal parts significant and scary. Russia, remember, has more nuclear weapons than any other country. We are looking at some 5,977 warheads. Estimates say around 1,500 of these warheads are retired. A little over 2,800 are in reserve, and some 1,500 are deployed in strategic locations. In fact, many of Russia's nuclear weapons range from about 10 to 100 kilotons. There are also many above 100 kilotons. And just to give you a point of reference here, the bomb dropped in Hiroshima had around 0.3 kilotons of explosive force. Russian nukes are over 100 times deadlier. So where are these nukes positioned is the immediate question. It's hard to point it out on a map. What we do know, however, courtesy America's Bulletin of Atomic Scientists, is that Russia has deployed some 812 of its nuclear weapons on land-based ballistic missiles. Around 576 of the nuclear weapons are deployed on submarines. 300 are in heavy bomber bases. And where exactly are these submarines or bases? Well, unless you are a part of the team in charge of Russia's nuclear weapons, you will not know. Now, here's what analysts are pointing out. Positioning tactical weapons in Belarus puts all of Ukraine, Poland, the Baltic states, and parts of Germany within Russia's nuclear range. The control of these weapons, however, remains with Russia. You see, Putin is the ultimate decision maker when it comes to Russia's nuclear warheads. He, and he alone, gets to press the nuclear button. This is the Chegget. It is Russia's nuclear briefcase. It is with the president all the time. Putin can send a nuclear launch order to General Staff Command and Reserve Command units via this briefcase. And Putin has, in fact, openly said that the Kremlin will use all means to defend itself. So what really are the chances that Russia will be using these weapons? The White House says it does not see any such signs. Listen in.
You've heard us say that before, nor any indications Russia is preparing to use nuclear weapons for Belarus.
But just how true is that? For the past year, numerous nuclear references have been made by both Russia and the US. In October 2022, in fact, US President Joe Biden was attending a Democratic Party fundraiser when he said that the world faces its biggest risk of an Armageddon. What is an Armageddon, you ask? It's a biblical reference to the last battle between good and evil. Basically, it means the end, a nuclear apocalypse. Biden's remarks followed a no-holds-barred statement by Vladimir Putin. Some of you may remember it. Let me read it out anyway. When the territorial integrity of our country is threatened, to protect Russia and our people, we will certainly use all the means at our disposal. This is not a bluff. Remember how Biden replied? He said he knows Putin fairly well, and that the Russian president was, quote-unquote, not joking when he talks about the potential use of tactical nuclear weapons. Now, following the deployment of nukes to Belarus, America has sent out a staunch warning to Russia. It said the new use of chemical, biological or nuclear weapons will be met with quote-unquote severe consequences.